Hello friend, this is Sanjay Kumar, creator of SelectorsHub and Crowpath. In this video, I will tell you how does SelectorsHub helps to prepare for automation interviews. Like in past, we used to learn the XPath format, CSS selectors formats, but there were like lots of things which we have never learned, and there are many things which we have learned wrong due to lack of innovations. So first let me show you what are the things which we have learned wrong. Then I will show you what are the things which you will learn from selectors. So those are right and they will help a lot in your interviews. Here are some of the myths. We all think that we we should write our own XPath and CSS selector. That's absolutely correct. But after that, we forgot that where we are writing those, because of course we don't write in Notepad or in a smart editor like in IntelliJ or Eclipse. First, we verify them. That is there in DevTools, which is not a right platform to write and verify selector, because DevTools provides. We think that DevTools provide the right count of selectors match, but it doesn't provide the right count. Neither the like command F, what we used to do with that, it also gives the string match. If you read that in DevTools here, it clearly says that first priority for that is string match. If you do command F here, you see that find by string and then selector or XPath. So here it gives the string match as well. And then in console API, that also used to break in many cases, gives the wrong result if you are not very good like how those functionalities works. In case of Shadow DOM, it used to give wrong results. Like if you directly do dollar and then CSS selector for Shadow DOM element, it will give zero result. In case of iframe as well, you will have to understand, otherwise you will get many times wrong results. So it's really tough when DevTools shows zero matching nodes. We think that we have thought in past, that we considered in past that it is 100% true, but actually it was not true. In case of right selectors for shadow DOM elements, then also it used to so zero matching node. In case of iframes, in case of SVG, it gives like wrong information. DevTools generate the correct XPath for all the web elements. No, it doesn't generate. For Shadow DOM elements, it generate XPath while it should not generate. For SVG elements, it generate the wrong XPath. So all these myths which we thought like were correct concepts, those all are false. So first of all, these things you will have to remove from your thoughts, and you will have to be clear with these things, because many a times people ask these things in interviews. It has been asked in interviews that how do you write these selectors, where do you verify them, is this the right way, is this the like when you do verify here in DevTools this way, is this the right way, is it giving the right result? Okay, so these were the myths. Now coming back here, it is very frequently asked question in interviews that how many links are there on a page. What generally we do command F here and then start typing /a here. It is showing 171 link, and this is the very frequently asked question of every interview, that how many links are there on this page. We say that 171, but you know that this is also giving a string match. This is not the right count in this page. How do you verify? Go to SelectorsHub and you just let's say we will use it as an editor only, because we are using it for learning purpose, so we'll not use that auto generated part. Here you just type /a here and enter. There are 62 links on this page. And what are those? These are here. Now it is also asked in interviews like, get me the link value, basically href values, which you used to open like in browser. So get me all the link on this page which has the href value. How do you get that? You just type down single / and type @attribute name which he is asking, and press enter. So here there are 62 link on this page which has the href attribute, and these are the href values. So with the selectors hub you will get the you will learn this thing that you can write this kind of XPath as well, where you can like through XPath itself you can get the attribute values. So these are the attribute values. This you might have never learned from here, not from the console as well. So these are the new concepts which you will learn from selectors hub. And it used to be asked like in interviews that without writing the automation script, can you get all the links values in this page, href values in this page through XPath? So yes, we can get that. Or if we ask the other way around the question that get me all the links anchor tag on this page which has the id attribute, so you can get that. Like there are 0 link which has the id. How many link which has the class? Just type this. There are 24 a tag anchor tag in this page which has the class attribute. So this way you will learn things. Get me all the heading on this page, like double forward slash, let's say h3. There are 3 heading. Get me those text of these heading. So this way you can get that. These are the text for these h3 headings on this page. So this way you will learn these new concepts of XPath, getting the value through XPath itself without writing the uh, script. So you learn those things. You will never learn these things from here. So these are the XPath concepts, some of the new concepts you might have learned. Then any whenever we learn something like any programming language or say any new technology, we learn from books, article, YouTube tutorials, etc. But when we become the smart, when we become expert on them, because when you will read from a book you will learn some of the methods of that API, because that book has written once. After that, like every API, like Selenium is every day is getting updated, Java is getting updated every day, right? So how we all used to learn all those new methods, how we get to know about those updates, like what are the new functions in that. Most of the time we used to learn, like in I'm sure you will be agree on this point, that most of the time we used to learn these concepts through our smart editor. Because when you will start typing here, you, as soon as you hit dot, you get to know all these functions, about all these, like what all functions are there. Even if someone if we are getting training from someone, or like learning from Udemy or any video tutorial, there will always be used it as means we used to be taught through some of the methods, not each and every method nobody can teach, that's a fact. Like even if I'm giving the like this I'm preparing this video, so I will also be showing some of the methods, not every method I can show you. So that we all used to teach. But expert to learn all the functions, all the functionality, all the exception, these editors helps. Like you select this method from here, and then if you make any mistake, this editor will tell you that something wrong you have done, right? So those errors and everything, like these editors used to suggest, not like we will never be able to learn all the exceptions. Like if any exceptions we made, we won't be able to learn from dev tools, right? You would never be able to learn, like if anything, any wrong thing you have made on your X path. So like if you will keep writing here, let's say for this element we want to write X path here, what you will think of, like at the rate attribute is equal to something contains at like this way, at the rate let's say class name, or you will think of like contains. So few of the methods you can think what you have learned from your like article or whatever, from your experience you have learned, those only you will always keep on thinking. How will you learn the new methods, how will you learn the like updated methods, what all possibilities are there. Like in case of text, in general most of the time we used to write like this way when we use the text function. Many people might not have heard about normalize function, dot function. So those all things you will learn. How you will learn? You will learn from smart editor, where This is where selectors will help you a lot to learn and save time and to become the expert. Like you type double forward slash h3 and now you just type open square bracket, you will get all the possibilities like you get here in smart editor, like what all functions are there in inside driver inside WebDriver, what all functions are there, these are the functions. Then you select this one, then you want to know inside buy how many functions are there, these are the functions, so you get to know about those things. Similarly, as soon as you start typing here, you will start getting the functions, and along with like lot of information is there, like if you use dot, then there is one matching node, this is xpath function, there is a contains, there is a normalized space, there is starts with text. So these things will be asked in an interview, like what all kinds of xpath you can write for this element using text, this text selectors up here. Then it will be like really hard to tell someone that what all, I mean immediately it will be hard to tell what all xpath, what all types of xpath could be possible using this text, because not everyone I mean not uh, generally we used to use text, so not always we remember what kind of things. But if you will be writing here, you will be learning from this smart editor, because every time when you will see, then at least it will keep remain in your mind, okay, contains text is there, normalized space could be there, start text, start with text, that function is also there in xpath, contains dot is there, contains normalized space is there. So all these functions at least somewhere will remain in your mind and it will hit. So this way you will learn things. Then then there is like if you are writing css selector, you want to write css selector, let's say you just start typing here css selector, you will get those options as well. Now you see here that it will give you all the possible options with the css selector, and you see that it is also giving that with the class only, you see that four types it is giving. One is equal, one is with star, one is with dollar, one is with cap. So this thing you will learn from this selector sub only. You might have never get to know this, that dollar function is there, star function is there, cap is there. Like star, this function, this is for contains value. Let's say if we remove this element dash, then also it will show some matching node. If we remove this star from here, then it will show zero matching node. So star is like contains with. Likewise there is a end with value, starts with value. So these are the functions which you will learn from selectors of a smart editor. So whenever you select element, you start typing for that, so you would be able to learn, okay, what are the possibilities for this particular element, what xpath, what css selector can we write for this element, what are the like different kind of functions. So from this you will learn the latest function, updated functions of xpath and css selector and all the possibilities along with their occurrences, and then you can play around with them. Like uh, anything, like any element you select, then you would be able to like here you're writing any xpath for any element, then you can just start typing and writing. So you can play with those elements here and you can keep writing like what all possibilities are there, you can check that, you can learn those functions. Okay, this can also be written. And now let's say we want to learn something about more xpath, because errors are very important point. Most of the time in interviews, what they will do, they will write something wrong in your xpath and they will ask you, is this the right xpath or wrong? So what they will do, like they will miss something here like this, and it will be like the question will be like, is means select which is the xpath, how many element will find, is the right, select the right xpath format. Very common questions. These are the written question, you can say, in interviews, or sometimes directly interview ask you this question, why it is showing 0 of 0. At least immediately you might not hit, let's say he has made this correct and then added one forward slash, or let's say he added div here, why it is showing 0 of 0. If you would have not practiced these kind of errors, you might not be able to answer, and from here you will never learn these things, what is missing here. Let's paste this thing here, This is where selector sub is really important. This is the feature which will help you, actually will help you the most to prepare for your interviews, to become an expert. This is the really important feature of selector sub. This message, this error handling feature, like it is telling you that after close square bracket only forward slash and open square bracket is allowed. And you can also learn more errors functions here. So you see that it is helping you with that. Now if you add forward slash here, your XPath is correct. Now it will show zero matching node, that's fine. It will tell you that this is a right format, syntax is right. Here the syntax was wrong. If you do anything, like let's say you have in place of div here, like you have written single forward slash, it will tell you that after forward slash there is a like tag name is missing, something you will have to write, or dot you write. So if anything wrong you will do here, it will help you with that. Like if you have missed something, then it will help you with that. If you anything is missing in your XPath, this will help you with that. Like anything wrong you write, like if you have done any spelling mistake or anything, that it will help you. So you would be able to learn the things that what wrong I'm doing here. So this will help you a lot, and this error feature will help you a lot, because with this you can play around. Like in smart editor, if you did something wrong, they used to highlight that like this error is there, that error is there. So same thing, like with the selector sub, it will help you with the right error messages. And you need not to like always use this in like auto generated mode. You can keep it like as a editor mode if you doesn't prefer, because many times people want to save more time, so that time they can turn on this one. But if you just want to prepare, you want to learn things, you want to explore things, then you can do it this way. Also you can keep it on this way, and you can see that what are selectors are possible. Because this is also many times people ask these questions, that for this element what all selectors are possible. So you keep inspecting here and keep seeing here that okay, what all things are possible. So for this element, CSS selector, XPath, JS path is there, link text, partial link text, absolute XPath, tag names, these things are possible for this element. And they can ask like class name is not possible. So if someone, of course, like class is not there, so if you are an expert you can tell that. But if someone is a really fresher or beginner, they might get confused, oh yes, class could also be possible. So these things you will learn, like okay, for this element what is possible, id is possible, class name is possible. And so these things are you will learn from here, and this will really help you a lot to get through any interview of XPath or CSS selector, because this will make you perfect. Any element, like let's say SVG element, many of you might never ever heard about SVG, or never come, I mean heard, of course you must have heard, but never might not have come across to automate those elements, to write the selector for those elements. So if you would have used dev tools, what you would do, double forward slash SVG, and it is showing 0 of 0. For sure this kind of questions interview ask a lot. Like what they will do, they will inspect the element, it will show 0 of 0, they will ask you the question why it is showing 0 of 0. If you have never read about it, you might get confused. But here if you would have used selector sub even once, you would get to know that okay, this is SVG element. So that's a one thing you will learn, and you would be able to answer in interview that this is some special kind of elements which doesn't support an standard XPath format like double forward slash SVG. It has own kinds of syntax, like local name is equal to SVG. And if you are using an auto means your editor mode here, if you start typing here, it will suggest you that this is the right format, and you hit enter. If you type here double forward slash SVG, it will help you with that this is an invalid XPath, and invalid XPath, invalid SVG XPath format. SVG doesn't support standard format of XPath. So you would be learning this from here, from DevTools. You will never learn this thing. So, and not every time you will be having sitting at your trainer or someone beside you whom you can ask that like why this for this element this is not working, for this element this is not working. So like for this element, this is a svg child element. Okay, so for this let me first show you. For svg, this is the format, like double forward slash star local name is equal to tag name, which is svg. While this will not work in case of path. Path has different, like if you type path here, this for path this will be different for child element. Like for if you type child here, this will be double forward slash star name is equal to path. And for this one svg, if we type svg here, this will also show 9 elements. Okay, so these are the things which you will learn from uh, here from selectors up, like what all kind of format could be there. Formats you can write here, xpath format for svg, and then for like svg child element, and then let's say for shadow DOM elements. This is really important thing, this you will learn from here. Like you inspected element, immediately you will get to know that this element is inside shadow DOM. And when you, let's say you start typing here double forward slash input, this is also very frequently asked question. What they will do, they will inspect the element double forward slash input, it is showing 0 of 0. Now they will start making you confused why it is showing 0 while this is right. And they will also write like @id is equal to input, it is showing 0 of 0. They will say this is the right xpath, why it is showing 0 of 0. And if you would have never come across like shadow DOM or this is this kind of element, you might not be able to answer this question. But from SelectorsHub you will learn this. Like if you have pasted this xpath here, you would have learned this concept that this is invalid css selector and xpath doesn't support shadow DOM element. So this concept you will learn from here. And now if you write the css selector here, that will show one element matching. But if you will write the even correct selector here, then also it will show 0 of 0 in DevTools. So this is where SelectorsHub will help you to learn the concept of svg, shadow DOM, svg child. And let me show you for the iframes as well. So in case of iframe, because this question will be asked before iframe, let me show you one more thing about shadow DOM. Like let's say you inspected this element, this question also been asked like many times, that inside how like this is the element, will xpath be possible for this? If it, you would be able to figure it out that it is inside shadow root, you can tell that no, xpath is not possible for this. css selector, we can locate this element through css selector. Now inside how many shadow DOM this element exists, that also will be asked there in interviews. So you would be able to learn from SelectorsHub that inside how many shadow DOM it is. So it is inside 2 nested shadow DOM. So this you can like this you will learn. Okay, then you will be start looking, oh, there could be a nested shadow DOM as well. So this is the first one, and then which one is the second, you will have to look into the DOM. This is the second one. So this is how you will learn things like that these shadow DOM elements, how this can be handled. And xpath doesn't support this, you will learn. Then this is svg element, so this has something different as well. And you will also get to know that this is kind of script you will have to write, so you will learn that script as well, because shadow DOM elements can't be handled. We can't handle shadow DOM elements in a direct way, the way we handle the means normal web element. You will have to use the javascript executor. So these things you will learn from SelectorsHub. Then iframe, so generally people used to like inspect the element, they will ask you to write the script, and will directly, like if we use this xpath in our script, will that work or not? Like for an example, what they will do, they will ask you to write an xpath for this kind of element. Let me show you. So what you will do in general, double forward slash dev @class here and paste. Here it is showing 1 of 6. Okay, so what your approach will be there, I'm sure 100%, and you can deny if you doesn't do that way. Let me know in the comment section if you don't do this way. You will do this way, double forward slash dev @class is equal to container, we all do. and we all can agree on this. And here it is showing 1 of 6. So what will be our approach? We think like, okay, there are 6 matching nodes. Immediately what we keep trying that, we will start making this unique. But the fact is, this is already a unique XPath for this iframe. But DevTools provide doesn't differentiate between iframes and top level DOM or different iframes. It includes all the matching nodes here and it shows total. But this is actually a unique XPath. So this, if you hit here, you will get to know that this is a unique XPath, one element matching, and it is inside iframe. So this way, if you would have inspected this element and try it in SelectorsHub, you might have learned that, okay, this element is inside I mean, when someone asks in an interview, we should look up and down in the DOM and then clearly figure it out, what kind of element is this, and if possible, like use SelectorsHub and show them like how it is unique and what is the right way to write XPath and selectors to verify XPath and selector. So there is no harm to tell that others that this is not the right platform to verify. If you want me to verify, I can verify it in SelectorsHub because that gives the right result. And actually it is breaking here. Like in case of shadow DOM, we cannot at all verify here. So what you will do, you can verify in SelectorsHub, so that you can definitely tell and show that this is the right selector, and here this is the way to verify the selectors in a right way. So you learn about the errors, the SVG, the XPath for iframes, shadow DOM selectors, everything, every element. And if anything like comment is there, script is there, anything wrong will be there if you inspect the element which is not like for which we cannot write the XPath, that also it will show that this is not possible, that is not possible. So all those things here it used to show, like if you inspect a comment, that it will tell you that this is a comment and selectors can't be written for comment. So this you will this all things you will learn here. So this is really good that you will learn all those concepts here. And something like tricky things here, there are some tricky things as well, like let's say you have been given a, because most of the time these days people used to give the assignment to you, they just wanted to see the approach, that whether you would be able to develop the framework or not, whether you would be able to do the setup basically, because people know that normal basic thing everybody can do. So generally they what they do, they will give a page and they will ask you to write a page object model or do the setup, framework setup. So generally ask the question that get all these header values, or write a test case, or do the setup and then write a test case to get the header values or some values. So in that case, how quickly you can write the script, and they will not restrict, not generally like everyone restricts. So in that case, of course, like SelectorsHub is in the right platform, so everybody allow these days to use that, yes, to verify. So here you have this feature that auto generate multiple XPath. This you can turn on and you quickly inspect these elements, and here you see that if they have asked, like they have asked you, like interview have asked you that you just write the set up the framework and write the script to get all these header values or whatever in a page, and if they haven't asked you to not to use any thing, then of course you can use, because of course editor like Eclipse, IntelliJ, those are editors only. So likewise selectors. So here you see that quickly you get all the XPath, and you, if you want with the command like driver.find elements, generally like in interviews people do like this way. So that command you can write here, y.xpath, and this has I like many students has told me, many people has told me that they have used this feature in interviews because it really made the process fast, and you got all of them. You just quickly copy these, and in your editor you can paste this, and this is how you can complete your script. Also, like in case of shadow DOM thing, like if you have been asked to open a page and then enter some value here, so like if you are doing some framework setup here there, then you can directly got the script, you just click on copy here, and you can directly paste it here. So apart from like learning those concepts, basic concepts of XPath and selectors, it also helps you many a times in interviews that will save a lot of time for you. So like we have copied pasted this script. You just, let's say we want to enter the value selector sub in the input box. So even now if you just execute this script, this will work. So this way it will help you a lot to save your time. Your will help you to learn the basic concepts, how to verify those right things and how to verify the XPath here in the right way. So all those things you will learn from here, and you can execute the script, you can show them like how this works and all. So this will help you a lot uh, to learn the concepts as well as to make things faster if they say that to set up some frameworks and all. And here you will learn the concepts of how to write, I'm not sure like how many of you are aware about that, how to write the case insensitive XPath. Let's say here this is all in a small case. So here it is finding one matching node. Okay, suppose your interview asks you, if I want to make it all in like this way, AST button, will this CSS selector work or not? It is not working. Can you make it work? But AST should be in caps. How to work that? So you might not know how to make a case insensitive, how to write a case insensitive CSS selector. Selector sub will help you to learn those concepts. Here there is a button to make this case insensitive. Click on this, it will convert into case insensitive. You see that space I it has added here. Now press enter, it is finding one matching node. So this is how selector sub will help you to learn these concepts. XPath as well, it has converted XPath as a case insensitive. So these concepts will you will learn that how to convert XPath into a case insensitive, CSS selector case insensitive. So those things you will learn here. If they have given any XPath and they ask you like convert that into CSS selector, no matter what you use. So this you can also see from here, you can learn from here. Like for this kind of XPath, if you have written any XPath, you want to get the CSS selector, you want to learn how you, let's say you know an XPath, and but you don't know how to write the CSS selector for that. So that you can paste here, and selectors will give you the CSS selector for your XPath. And then you can think of how it has generated, like okay, it has used the tag name class is equal to class value. So this way you can all learn this as well. So in many ways it helps you a lot to learn these things. And there are like lots of features, special feature in selectors hub that you can explore. Many times people ask like this kind of question. Let's say they will open guibo.com, and some kinds of drop down they will show you like this. Here you type something and these drop downs are coming. When they will inspect this will disappear, and they will ask you like can you inspect this element. So in those situations many people used to get stuck here, like can you inspect this element, go and write the XPath for this drop down value. Now you would not be able to do that because that immediately disappear. So here selectors, with the selectors hub you will be able to learn this thing, that yes it is possible and we can, because they will not ask you that whether you use this or not. This you can definitely do. And here there is a debugger button, turn on this one. Within 5 seconds you make it appear here, and then you inspect this element, like you see. And this way you can inspect and show them yes this is how you can inspect and write the selector for that. So these all things will help you a lot in an interview. And many times they will ask you to write a script for this one. The test case simple is like type here and click on search, source and destination, and there you have to complete your script. So in that case this will really help you a lot, these features and these innovative features to learn the concepts. So keep exploring this, it will help you a lot. It's a smart editor which will make you an expert. You have become the like you all have the knowledge of like how to write at tag name attribute is equal to attribute value, all those basic functions we all got to know. But now we have to become the expert in XPath and CSS selector writing, and we have to become the smart to write our script quickly, so that like we don't waste much time and we would be able to learn new things, new concepts, new technology. So that's where selectors will help you a lot to learn the concepts, to save a lot of time. Let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. If you haven't installed SelectorsHub, you can install it from here, selectorshub.com. For whichever browser you want to install, you can install here. And if you like it, please share SelectorsHub with others. Let others know about these myths and make them understand that when we say that we are writing our own XPath, what does that mean? Tell them that DevTools, about these myths of DevTools, and what is the right platform to write and verify selectors. Share the word with everyone, and I would really request you, if you like SelectorsHub, please do add the review for SelectorsHub in Chrome store here, and share SelectorsHub with everyone. If you feel that it is helping you, please be a patron and support SelectorsHub. This will really help you a lot to grow SelectorsHub, to innovate more things. So please donate, and keep sharing. If you want to write the article, blog, or anything like video tutorial, please make the video tutorial how SelectorsHub is helping and in which way you are using it. And if you feel this is helping you in your business, in your work, and you are able to you are able to save some time out of it, which is helping you to earn more money, then please buy me a coffee or be a patron and support. For Indian people, you can make payment through Google Pay, Paytm, or Phone Pay here. For international, you can pay through PayPal, buy me coffee. So with that, thank you so much, and please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more latest update and innovation. Thank you so much.